Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution 3. And today, I started this park technically a little bit the other day, but I like to do the random island generation. So I found this nice island that I generated, and I had these two side islands, like tiny little pockets. So I'm just like, I want to do something cool with this. And so I started building a new park. I'm calling it the Mediterranean Marshlands. I'm gonna add some like marshy aspects to it eventually as well. Most of the I know I already did a wetlands thing, and I'm gonna try not to use too many of those species again, since I wanna, use different ones obviously. Spinosaurus will be returning though. Oh, hi. I haven't seen you in a while. Nice. That's very good news. I know I haven't been streaming a lot. It's mostly because I've been focusing on doing other shit, and just like when I do make videos, it'll mostly just be like videos and not streaming stuff. But hey, that's very good news. Um,
Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new aviary to the gallery, ready for you to observe our amazing avian
trying to think. I think I already have an idea of what I want to put in here. What? I'm honestly gonna crowd this thing. Like I was thinking of only having one aviary, but it's a very sizable one. So maybe I'll make it bigger. It's, I don't know. It's also a good size. I could just add a separate one if I really wanted to. Yeah, I could add like one over here or something. Or just in another random spot. I'll do that, yeah. Now, is this, like, big enough, or do I want to even go bigger? Because I can make this something real special. Oh. I'm not meaning to delete those. I'm gonna just delete the paths on the side. Alright. That is not what I wanted to do. I don't want to be like too big either. I think that's a good size. Cause I want to make sure I have room for like all the other enclosures I want to do here, and don't want to like. I will make this probably only aviary just so I have room for everything else that I want to do. Put some stuff here. Yeah, I like this. I do. Before I actually put on those, I'm gonna make sure I have the aviary viewing galleries where I want them.
Aviary viewing gallery, ready for you to observe our amazing avian reptiles.
If you're wondering what stuff I have already done already, I haven't placed anything down. I've mostly just set up like the nice main area where, you know, the hotel rooms are going, and put some statues up. I plan on putting a bit more over here, but like I said, I haven't been working on it too long. Just some stuff for over here. And while I was just thinking of the ideas to do them, I set up the enclosures for eventually. This is where I'm going to put Spinosaurus, specifically the Rebirth Spinosaurus variant. I learned this tip from Evolution Square. I think that's how you say her channel's name. There's a little water in this one, which honestly I don't mind, because it's like very, very like little. So I don't mind. It adds honestly a bit of like, oh, it gets a bit wet in there, because, you know, it's right near the water. This one came out like nearly perfect. There's not even any water, but it's like right here, and I think that's very good looking. This one over here is for Deinosuchus. And I figured, hey, just give the whole island to them. Give them something huge and spectacular for both of them. I'm gonna need to connect like a thing so I can...
Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new aviary viewing gallery, ready for you to observe our amazing avian reptiles.
I want to do some cool things with elevation in this park. Because usually, when I've been making my creative parks, they're pretty simplistic. I usually have like bits of just mostly caged in. I use like the mountains to like enclose them sometimes, but this one I want to do like more natural cages and stuff like that. I want to feel more like natural mixed in more with just fencing, because most of the other ones have like some natural aspects, like a good bit, but not like fully. And I want to incorporate more into this one. Maybe just like have the park but at different elevation levels, like this park up here, bring it over here, have something going on, you know. I have some cool ideas I want to do with this one. And like I said, I already have two like places ready for different large species, so that'll be good. But I think this is looking good thus far. Ooh, ew. Okay. I hate when, like, stuff is just, like, slightly off, like that. Oh, and now it's not. It's all fucked. Oh, god damn it. Like, all a little off. Maybe I'll get, like... That'll be flat, and then I'll, like, kind of transition a little bit. Still thinking about to put over here, probably more shops, or maybe even props. Like, there's a lot of... Or, if anything, I could turn this into like a very small enclosure where I'll only have like very, very small creatures. I could do that. You know what? I'll keep that as a open opportunity thing. Because instead of using fences for like... I wish there were like shorter fences I could do. Like this is kind of like a shorter fence, but it's not really like the same. Which was like a really short fence, so it went like... I could just do like a see-through like that, but... Like I've done in a past park. But I wanna make this park different. I wanna go like... expand more walls. I could use walls. Ooh, these actually look pretty cool. Now, I want to just see, like, what that looks like in comparison to... I'm using the dinosaur statues as kind of like... That's pretty good, actually. Obviously, I'm not going to put, like, Carno or Aloe in here, because that's just, like, waiting for something bad to happen, but, like, I was thinking for, Mr. Aquilops, I could even go for a shorter wall than this if I want to do Aquilops, because a person won't be able to see over this wall very well. Because, like, you know, they are not as tall as this, and a galley's like 8 feet tall. Oh, hi, Ben. I haven't heard from you in a while, either. Sorry, I'm just trying to talk to multiple people at once. I was texting someone and my mother wanted to speak to me, so it's kind of distracted with multiple people. But yeah, this is looking good so far. Definitely a nice big aviary. I wanna have some sauropods, but I'm not gonna go like crazy like I did with the Jurassic Jungle. Which, by the way, on the Jurassic Jungle Park, I didn't end up putting dilos because I used them in my last park, but I might change that because it just feels weird to not have them there. I might go back and change that because that... I was like, wow, I got like everything except them because I used them in a previous park and I don't want to like keep using the same species over and over again. Because that, you know, I want to bring different species in. Hello. I plan on using in this park, I want to have a big pen with Canjuara, Tapijara, Quetzalcoatlus, and Pterodactylus. The park, I don't really have like a name of the park so far, but I've called this save the Mediterranean Marshlands. I'm planning on having like a lot of good bit of wetland species here. Like I have this that I set up over here. It took me a while. I learned this like lagoon viewing dome trick from Evolution Square. So it's like a nice, you know, thing for deep water. I'm gonna put Spinos over here. I'm gonna put Dinos over here for this one. I might add on to these more, but I like when I got into the park and like was putting this stuff in for like just, you know, aesthetic and having it look like an actual park and not just a bunch of enclosures. I want to do that before I haven't placed any creatures down yet. I'm working on like a aviary currently. I think for something different I'll use the Jurassic World Oh yeah, when you're getting early into the game it takes a while to get lagoon stuff. But yeah, I think this will be big enough. Yeah, no, this will be big enough. Because I mean, the Quetzalcoatl Atlas can fit out of here, so this will be plenty big. I'll keep like. All right. Thanks for stopping by. It depends. I don't always stream daily. I'll get into like kicks of streaming back to back, and then sometimes I'll go a bit without streaming. But if I'm having a lot of fun building this park, I might stream like the whole process of building this park. I'd be down to do that. Wait, why am I making this deep water? I thought about that. They don't even use deep water. I know I can elevate the terrain a lot more. So I'll probably do a little bit of that. Just to make this feel a bit more like dynamic and not just like plain. My only thing is I make sure it doesn't like go outside the pen, because if there's like a random bump just peeking through the pen, it looks weird, to say the least. But for most of these species I'm putting in here, need barren and arid, which I'm gonna go all out with those themes here. I think for this mountain I'll put a bunch of boulder wastes on it and around it, so it looks like a big rocky mountain. Now for in here, I'm thinking there's this one, and I think I'm gonna go with that one. I want to spread this around. Probably gonna change it a bit, but want to have like a good bit of this around. I think they also still need regular pasture. You don't need pasture. You need pasture, so I'm gonna need to put pasture. You need pasture and wetland, and yeah. So I'm gonna have to mix in like these together. I'll put marsh. Like just on like the edges of the water. And to cut up some of the parts of this, put some of this. I want it to be kind of like a mountain range. It kind of like separates the view from all sides so you can get all, you know, people will have to go on the other side to get like a different angle. Yeah, I can... Then simply just some higher elevation parts that aren't like made to be just kind of landed on so they can chill on them. That's a bit high. Yeah, maybe like something like this, where it's just like a little high, but not like doing anything crazy. Just to add some texture and variety. Like I said, maybe we don't need as much water. I have like a one path going through here. Ooh, and then I could do like a... I would need more space, but I could... That's cool. I want to put some more stuff there for like detail and such, but for now I'm liking this. I'm liking it. And like I said, I can obviously add more stuff for more textures. Maybe just a bit of this, add a bit more texturing on the rocks. I like to mix and match stuff to make something look unique. Like I said, I still do need a bit of pasture, which, like I said, the enclosure is currently looking a bit deserty, which is kind of, you know, kind of point. So I mean, it don't look bad. Sorry about that. That was my phone going off. Um, Something just feels like I need something else, you know? I do have to go for a second. But I will be back. I have to go do something real quick. But I'll pause the stream and I will be back. Sorry about that. But I am back. I had to go do some stuff real quick, but I have returned. And I am also accompanied in a PlayStation party by one of my friends, but they are in a different voice chat. And I already asked them if they would mind if I was streaming, and they said no. So they were cool with it. I would like to use these guys. The only issue is they kind of just... Man, you're loud. The Meodon doesn't like anything, 1. 2, it only has 2 patterns, which makes it kind of just annoying. Like, there's no variety. You're gonna see the same 2 patterns. You can't, like... It's not like with literally every other creature in the game where it at least mixes it up. I feel like... Okay, I have an idea. I feel like another way... I want to lower the terrain too. Yeah, alright. So there's tons of different, like, points of elevation. So the creatures have, like, a lot of different, like... It kind of gives them more room to fly, you know? Okay, I have some higher area, some lower areas to go in, some... Makes the cage feel like it's all higher up. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Now, does that look weird from up here, though? No, that actually looks pretty cool. I'll just put, like, the fish feeder back a bit more so they can kind of see it. Yeah, it's not, like, too close. Get a nice view. This one's gonna be a bit weird looking. So I would like the waterfalls to come back, but it might be at too... Oh no, it's not too high. Just so it's not, like, too windy and weird. Let's just make sure it doesn't peek out the includer, because that's, like, the biggest thing that pisses me off. Looks like the rock is going through the thing. I want some flat areas so the Quetzal doesn't like look super weird walking in this area, but also I think since this is still shallow water, this should still be fine. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Then add a bit more of a sparse woodland over here. I think it's different. I think There's a lot of tree variants I can use, actually. Some, like, you know, wilted trees that aren't obviously alive over on the rocky parts to add some more texture. I did not mean to place that. It's in the air. I see it. Fuck. Bro, I hate when this happens. Like, how do I get rid of that, bro? I was gonna say, I had to literally delete the fucking aviary to get rid of that one thing. And now, yeah, now it looks bare fucking bones again. So I have to add this, a little bit of this. There are a lot of options. I should use these more, because I originally thought, like, they won't add that much, but certain ones, they can add a lot. This is looking nice. This actually looks really cool. I like this a lot. Save it. Just in case the game crashes, because it tends to do that. Now that gives me ideas I should add more over here. For foliage-wise, like the trees, I could add not a lot more, because I like the trees I already have here. But, like, I could add even more, like... Mossy cypress could be cool, because that's kind of like a... You're, like, very swampy trees, so I could add these in the water. To add more swampiness. Yeah. I honestly think that's good, because I don't want to add, like, too many. But over here, I'll add some. Maybe this one, I'll add some... Since this one also has, like, a barren vibe, I could add some of the broken trees here. Kinda, you know, disperse it a bit. Sorry, that was a Discord notification. I have that as my notification noise. I could also... Ooh, these are cool. Add a few big of these, like in the water. Not many, but like a few. That looks... Like, it just adds, you know? It adds so much texture. Which I realized that my cages before looked good, but some of them I noticed I just like... I feel like I would be cramming stuff in, but with doing this... I don't know why the island generation sometimes just like... Oh, here's like a pit to hell. Actually, I'll keep this. I'll keep this for a specific idea I have, actually. You know what? Get to the deepest part of it and use that as to flatten. Or maybe not the deepest part. Like, here is good. I'm planning on doing like a... Kind of like a canyon enclosure. For some species, so... And this is where I could put it, honestly. This is a good spot. Like I said, I don't want to use many fences on this park. With the avian creatures, I kind of have to, because they can just kind of fly. So, you know. You need them. But here, I could just kind of have, like... I was thinking Carnotaurus and Albertosaurus, because I can put them together because they cohabitate. And, you know, they have very similar needs. Not exact, but similar enough to where... Damn, that's big. I think this is good, because I don't want to, like, Ooh, I could have a little pond up here where I can have, like, guests, like... They can relax up here, but then down here is where the water actually like leads. You can lead into the canyon of all of this, you know. This is where it'll drink. Now let me use the statue as my size estimate again. For specifically, I guess. Yeah, it's enough. That's enough room, because even if there's like a bunch of them, that's still pretty good room to spread out. Like I said, I don't want it to look too like open. And they both need, I'm thinking for them, I think they both need arid. They both need arid and cover. So that'll be... I have so many cool ideas for this park. I think, I always say this when I make a new park, but I'm just like, this is going to be my favorite yet. And I think this one will also live up to that. Let me just check the notification I got. Sorry. I had to respond to someone. But I could make this a little bigger. But also not. Because I don't have to have a mammalian species on. I feel like. I don't know. Because I don't want to, like, have no species on this park, you know, and make it, like, not be full of much, so this might be good. If anything, maybe I could extend it out this way more. If I want it to be bigger. Ooh, and I could have a... Yeah, okay. I see what I could do here. Have a thing peeking in through the mountain. Maybe I'll, replace this a bit with just regular land, so it's not like... It's a pretty big divot. And like I said, I could always make it bigger since it's just a hole in the ground. But let me experiment more with this. So we figured out that one's like kinda brick. Looks not bad, and it's a bit shorter, and it's longer, so actually, is it longer? Not really, it's like it's not lined up perfectly, but it's like actually, yeah, it's actually like the same. Alright, brick 2, 4 meters. Brick gate. Chain link. Have like chain link fence going around. That could be cute. And put some, like I said, a bunch of smaller species in here. Metal, this basically just looks like an actual fence that I could put up. Metal. It's very fancy. That looks like stuff the dinosaurs could slip through. Wire, that's pretty big. I figured out this is like a little under 8 feet since a galley can like see over this. So I'm looking for like one that's, like I said, this is gonna be an enclosure for like, or this is more like chain link. Wood. I think I want stone or chain link. I think it was this one. I like just this metal like chain link. It looks good, and it's not like you can still see the dinosaurs through it. And it doesn't look like super high max secure either, so it doesn't look as, you know, like I'm putting a bunch of big fences up for tiny things. Little door is cute. It's gonna take a while to do this and with this, but it could lead to something looking a lot more unique, because a regular fence is like a lot taller. Like I said, this is like, look at that. That's a lot bigger. So obviously for bigger species that makes logical sense. But if I want to put like small, maybe some medium, like, not even, mostly just small stuff in here. like small ceratopsins. I was thinking like the Aquilops, maybe some Styrax, because I haven't used Styrac yet. Casmo, using all sorts of things like that. And I figured Brick also I feel like fits the aesthetic. But like to me this just feels like too little security, you know? Like I want to look secure but also not like damn, it's a fucking is a brick of a fence. Kinda like say I could use either the fences or the walls. I think I'll go with the fences because these just look like those don't really look like a cage, you know. Some of these at least look like they could be. $4 meters. Let me just get a permanent, like, I'm gonna place the statue and just, like, I'm not gonna keep it, but just as, like, a size comparison, since Galley is, like, taller than everything I want to put in here, I want, like, Galley to, like, I want to, like, look like this could probably hold, like, a like, kept Galley. It's a bit too tall. Like, I feel like that's too tall, but then, like, that's too short. Either like way too short. I'm just really liking the chain link right now. Cause it's like, I feel like it's a good height, you know? A galley, unless it fucking, like, completely, it can't just, like, step over it, it'd have to, like, jump. Even then, I feel like that'd be a hard, annoying jump. Like, for a well-kept animal that wouldn't, like, try to escape, this looks good. And it comes with, like I said, this nice little... $6 meter. This is gonna take a while, but I feel like I said, it'll be worth it. I'm putting a lot of effort in. Like, I haven't done much stuff with, like, the custom fencing like this, so I want to, like I said, make this park different and do stuff with that. And also, like I said, use natural cages more. Like, if I was actually playing the, like, in-game, in a park, I would not do this, because this takes just way too long. Since it's a creative park, you're not nearly as pressed for time. Like, usually making the fence does not take this long, but I wish you could just put up fences of this size. For the corners, I'm just gonna put these up. Like I said, that galley's there for, like, scale. I could put something of that size in here, and honestly, it would work. Like, obviously, a committed galley could get out of here. But, like, if it wasn't hard set on trying to, like, ruin everything. I'm also on PlayStation, so doing these, like, weird little precise, like, turns with the building can be a pain in the butt. Alright. Alright, I'm starting to get, like, a feel for it, like that. Looks good. It doesn't have to be perfect, because if I want to get perfect, we would be here for hours. It needs to look like a good enough. Oh, this plot of land is not that tiny. It's crazy when I'm gonna tell people what cage took the longest. Oh, probably like the smallest one, because I want to do something different. But like I said, this could end up making it look a lot cooler. I am thinking about how I can do, wow, this covers the whole thing. That is pretty perfect.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new viewing gallery, ready for you to observe our magnificent animals.
Putting a bunch of tiny things here. And for people joining in, this galley's here for kind of like scale for the enclosure right now. So I can kind of use it as like a, alright, see what I can like put in here with it being reasonable. I'm not putting anything above like the medium tier. Anything above the small tier. Like, it's only gonna be like small things and scavengers in here. And I figured instead of using like big ass fences for like tiny ass creatures, because that doesn't make sense when you go to a meerkat enclosure, the fences aren't, you know, as tall as the ones on the lions, so I'm not gonna do that. Still pretty tall, because the biggest thing I'm gonna put in here is like a styrac. And I'm gonna put any hadrosaurs. All the hadrosaurs are too big. Thinking stuff like, you know, real tiny. Make this like a cage that, you know, people can like enjoy the tiny ones. The smaller dinosaurs that get looked down upon, and I usually just put them in there as filler, but they don't usually get like a good spotlight. So this will be like a cage where some of those smaller creatures can get some spotlight. And I don't think the dinosaurs can actually walk through these, so that's good. I will just have to test it. This will probably be the first one I actually put creatures in, just so I can test if they can get out. And then I'm gonna have to like work around that, obviously. The wind blows loudly today. And I'm already committed to it. I'm not gonna give up on it now. It's a little big of a gap in there, but it's looking good. I actually like it. It looks different. This low-key is gonna just take a while because of the fencing. Because like when I'm making cages, the putting up the fences part is quick because I already like know roughly what size I want and I can, you know, do that. And for most dinosaurs it makes sense, but this one I'm literally directing it to be like a small creature's enclosure, so obviously there, like I said, you don't need maximum security for fucking tiny little critters like, you know. A 6 is kind of like too big. 4 is a little... This is the best fit I could get. It... Oh, and I angled it wrong. This is just annoying. It's kind of hard to angle it, because they're so skinny. But at least, like... Yeah, when I view the map, I don't even see fences here. Because they're not, like, technically, like, the in-game fences that you put up. Scenery piece, which... Scenery stuff like rocks can be used to block creatures from getting places, so I assume the things that are literally called fences will work the same. Chain link, 4 meter... Like I said, it was a little too... The one is just a bit too small. So I'm just gonna use this. Yeah. Hello. This is that good? I think that's good.
Well, this is an interesting party.
Hi, Omega. I'm currently streaming.
Hello. Is that why Ham and Genshi aren't here?
I haven't heard from them. But I'm currently streaming. I asked Freekill if it'd be alright if I came in here while streaming, and she said yeah, so I think she's been in game chat talking to folk. Does that look good enough? It looks a bit odd, but I'm gonna be there for an hour if I don't. Leave it off. If you want to see what I'm up to, I put up a share screen. I'm making like a creative park. And I'm trying to do like different stuff and use like the game's like there's different types of fences that aren't like technically ones that you research. They're part of like the scenery set. But you can use them for making pens for certain things. So that's what I'm making like a pen for some smaller creatures. So I'm obviously not gonna have like a 20-foot tall fence for like things that aren't even as tall as a person, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm using like these chain link fences that are like roughly 7-ish feet. A lot shorter than the actual fences. But it's taking a while because I can't place them how you place like the actual fences in game. You have to place them like individually, bit by bit, and it is taking a while.
I think this is the first Rivals Battle Pass I've finished in, like, a couple seasons. It's been like 3 or 4 seasons since I finished one, I think.
That's good. And thank you. Someone just subbed to the channel. I actually have people watching right now. Because I was thinking about streaming this.
Right now.
Hmm?
Hello, people watching right now.
Yeah. There's a 3 watching right now, but...
Hello, 3 watching right now.
This is my buddy Omega. He does not play this game, but we play other games together.
I just loaded into a comp match and we had 3 people hover over Jubilee right away.
Oh yeah, Jubilee is very good. She wasn't when she came out, then she got buffed, and the HUD team up with being like enhanced, she is actually like real good. Sons.
Yep.
You know what? I think I have an idea to make this go a lot quicker. My old buddy Rocks. These rocks are part of the enclosure, because if I'm just using these chain link fences, I think I'm going to want to explode. This part being off chain link is fine, but the rest of it, I think I want some like natural rock walls. Thank you. And yeah, that is fun to do that. I know a lot of people like to just let the dinosaurs out and have them rain terror. That is definitely a fun thing to do. I've done that. I used to do that. I don't do it as much anymore, but I definitely, when I first got into the game, I was all about, oh, I'm gonna build a park, and like in the first game, I'd do it a lot. Actually, for these, I have a good idea. Good idea. For these corner bits, I'll have them be like certain shaped rocks. That'll be nice. And that could be like a nice little like corner bit to round off those like corners of the enclosure. What rocks to use, that is. Let's use our Gallimimus for scale. This one's good. This is a big rock. Oh, the one I just used. No, it isn't. Okay. But yeah, in the first game I used to do that a lot. I haven't done it in the recent ones more, just because I do like a bunch of different stuff. Like I'll do wild parks where I have like wild, the dinosaurs are allowed to roam everywhere and are basically wild and free roam. Kind of like a natural thing. And I'll have other times where I'll just have, regular parks like this and all that. Do I want another? Yeah, you know what? I'll do another. Right. Ugh. Yeah. Okay. That's surprisingly gonna help. Even though I spent that time putting up rocks and not fences, that will make the fence part feel a lot less annoying. Because there's a lot less fences to put up now. I really hope this cage works, because if I spent this amount of time putting up these chain link fences and the dinosaurs just somehow keep getting out, I am going to be pissed. So I'll have to, like, completely redo the pen. Yeah, in the second game I did like the natural parks a lot. I haven't made one in this one yet, but I plan on making some of those in this one eventually. The natural parks, when my old PS5 was breaking, it would like completely make that, like that would murder my old PS5 for some reason. Like it would just crash it instantly because it was when my PS5 was just breaking. So all the dinosaurs that had to load in and all that, it would just, oh, you're trying to load this park? Nah. And, you know, do that. See, I can just adjust this.
I'm telling you, dude, every time I solo queue Rivals, I get, like, the actual dumbest people.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes if the guests are just being annoying, you just think, huh, you know, I could just let all these dinosaurs out, but, you know. Yeah, the 4 is too big for this particular. Well, actually, ugh, don't float. Don't float. That works. You know what? I am perfectly fine with that. I don't know if I will have Giganotosaurus in this particular park. I was thinking about it. I'm not sure if I'll add him to this one. On this rock distance, I can just do that. Yeah, that definitely helped. Now I just have this little stretch, and I actually have the whole fencing done for this little tiny pen. For comparison, I probably could have made a enclosure 10 times this big in like the same amount of time with just regular fences, because these place a lot slower. Yeah, I'm gonna test this enclosure at first before I literally do anything else. I'm gonna like get a hatchery and put the dinosaurs I want in here and test it out, and if they just are like somehow getting out, or if I'll turn it on so guests can, like, you know, be attacked, and if guests are being like antagonized, I might have to change some things. Okay. Well, I think that's the whole cage covered. Yeah. Oh, no. I forgot this part. Back here. Some reason I just skipped over it. I thought I was done from this misery of putting up these stupid chain links, but here we are. Trust me, I was thinking of using normal fences, but for the vibe of this pen, I want to, like I said, in this park, I want to branch out and do, like, different stuff with the enclosure, not just use, like, the regular fences and stuff for everything. I want to, like, branch out and use the scenery props because it makes it look more, like, this looks more interesting with these shorter fences. But, besides that, I guess since now it is done, the whole thing is fenced in, I'm gonna put some dinosaurs in here and see where basically see where their territory extends. If it extends outside this zone, I'm gonna have to change something. But if it doesn't, then we'll be good. I don't really care where the hatchery is because I'm probably just gonna delete it. Yeah. That's true, you're currently the only one in here now. People usually check in and out. I usually don't get many people watching the streams themselves. Aquilops is what I wanted for this pen. Yeah, that's what I was planning on doing. I'm not gonna, like, I'm doing, like, small... Yeah, I'm doing, like, only small herbivores for this pen. Like, very small ones, so the other ones I could... So, I'm thinking Aquilops... You only like ceratopsids, which is a pain, so I'm probably gonna give you tolerant as well, just so you're not a pain about that. Yeah, before I just put like a bunch of stuff in here. Ground fiber, ground nut pasture. Should be enough for them. They don't need much.
Heading to collect the asset.
Let's just speed that up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome
First thing I'm placing in the park are
to the
pull-ups.
park.
Yeah. I'm gonna spread them out a bit so they'll, like, actually claim the whole territory. And I have it on, like, infinite expand,
It
so...
might be a tiny fraction of its size, but this dinosaur, the Aqualops, is the ancestor of immense ceratopsians like the Triceratops. In fact, it seems to be one of the oldest North American members of that lineage. This little one has titanic significance in understanding the evolution of dinosaurs, and I'm sure that significance won't be lost on our guests either.